So there are these places in us that keep us bound, like a slave to our habits. And in the teachings, they have a way, an exercise that you do called the tapas that burns the habit away. Because tapas is heat. It's like you warm up to something, or you warm something up, or you get it heated up so that it dissolves, or it's not such a big block. So you put the heat on. And Swami Radha's done that a number of times at the ashram. She's put the heat on when things have gotten stuck, when people go back to old habits. At one point, there was a tapas for men and women not talking, except for work in the ashram. And so that burned away some of the ideas of women thinking that they couldn't do things without a man, and men thinking that they needed a woman to talk to. Like, so a strength was built, like something was burnt away and something came in that was different. And so what we want to do is to take our ideal and make sure that we can burn away the things that stand in the way of that ideal. So you know what you want to go towards. And so you say, I'm going to put the heat on. I'm going to put the heat on myself so that I don't keep doing that. So I have a reminder. Swami Radha would stretch us quite often, because in the last year or years, I know for certain it was the last year, she said that she was going to put us all under pressure so that we would grow into diamonds. And that meant that she was always pulling people out of the ashram and taking them to Spokane and then shaking them up and and then sending them back. And so we would be shooken up because we didn't have as many people here, and they would be shooken up because they'd spent time with her and with specific projects and things like that. And then after she left, we said, well, we're going to continue this, putting ourselves under pressure, or we're going to become real diamonds. So we had this amazing agenda for ourselves, and we certainly put ourselves under pressure. And it's like incredible to give yourself that kind of a jolt, that kind of heat, that kind of passion to do something, that kind of intent. And that's what a tapas is. So to think for yourself, what is it within me that keeps me a slave? What is it in me that would be freed if I had a clear path? So like, it could be that, the emotions get in the way and you have this certain way of reacting. So you could determine how you are going to act differently. It may be something that you just do habitually, like just put things in your mouth and eat. And you may determine that for a certain period of time you're going to see what happens if you don't do that. But you know when you think of who you are and who you want to be. And it doesn't need to be a big thing. We found that out. Like when you make it too big, it's too big. It's like... But it's good. The gods, like Shiva, would go into do tapas for years and years. Like that would mean he'd go into solitude and build up this power. And when you do that kind of a tapas, when you take on a tapas, you're sort of calling on that power to come to you. Instead of it being dispersed in a habit, you're calling on that power. And so what Shiva would do would sit in his ice cave and meditate and meditate and meditate and build up this power. So the force didn't have any, it had to come to him because of what he was doing. And so to you too, that power will come. You will have power over your weaknesses, your habits, whatever. But you have to bring it in. You have to use that concentration, and it's like the light. It burns away that dross. Or it's like the gold going through the furnace. It's like you put yourself for a very specific time and a very specific reason to gain the power. So you become free, step by step by step. So you have that at your disposal, like you have that power to use. So whether it's a concept you hold of yourself or an old habit, whatever, your choice. So now, using the mind to see your potential. There's a visualization in the Kundalini book about visualizing the manifest and the unmanifest, choosing an image. So what we'll do now is do that and see what comes forward in your mind and heart. So assuming a position of intention and receptivity. So remembering that we always have more potential than we ever use. And the unmanifest is our potential. So becoming aware of your breath, focusing on the space between your eyebrows. Choose an image most pleasing to your mind. All that is most perfect, most high, most beautiful. At the spot, at the lotus heart in the very center, see the feminine, what we can manifest in as much beauty and splendor as you can imagine. Invoke a sense of gratitude for what you've been given. And know the ideal that you're going step by step towards. Your potential as a human being, as a divine being. I am created by divine light. I am sustained by divine light. I am protected by divine light. I am surrounded by divine light. I am ever growing into